Okay, so get this. We're diving deep into the future. The future of bathing, that is.
Ooh, bathing. Interesting.
Yeah, so apparently our baths could know how our day is going to go before we do.
Huh. Okay, I'm listening.
So it's all about this thing called the human washing machine. Kind of a wild invention, right?
German washing machine. That sounds like something straight out of Japan. Those folks are always coming up with something.
You're exactly right. It is from Japan. And, we always think of Japan in those amazing traditional onsen baths.
Yeah. It is interesting to see that clash, isn't it? Japan holding on to its traditions, but also embracing crazy technology.
Yeah. And, the company behind it, Science Co., they aren't messing around.
They aren't, are they? I know them. They've got some serious tech.
Yeah, they're known for some intense tech, like, AI-powered healthcare robots.
Right. And what about those exoskeletons? The ones that help people walk again?
Yeah, exactly. Those things. So when these guys unveil a human washing machine, we got to pay attention.
We have to. Absolutely. So what do we know? What is this thing?
Well, officially, it's called the Mirai Ningen Sentakuki.
Mirai Ningen Sentakuki. What a name.
Right. But basically, picture this. A pod-like device.
Oh, like one of those pods you sleep in?
Yeah, kinda. And it uses all this futuristic stuff like ultrasonic waves and water jets.
Water jets sounds intense.
It is. Oh, and nanobubbles, all to get you squeaky clean.
Nanobubbles. I mean, come on.
Right. Oh, and get this, it only takes 15 minutes.
15 minutes. I spend longer than that in my shower just trying to wake up.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But, okay, so full disclosure, the sources mention this transparent cover.
A transparent cover. You're kidding, right?
Nope. Not kidding. So, are we all going to be on display while we're getting all scrubbed down?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, it's a choice, isn't it? Maybe they're going for that see-through futuristic aesthetic.
Yeah.
Though I got to say, with privacy concerns these days, they'll probably have to change that.
Right.
Maybe they could add like adjustable opacity or something,
Yeah, something like that. That's actually a good idea.
But for now, it's being tested at the Osaka Kansai Expo. Just a small thing.
Yeah, it's super exclusive right now for the lucky few who get to try it out.
Super exclusive and maybe a little awkward, haha.
Right. Okay, so let's try to picture this whole experience. You slide into this pod, warm water surrounds you.
Oh, that sounds nice already.
I know, right? And then these high-speed jets and microbubbles, they go to work.
Like a car wash, but for humans.
Exactly. Well, maybe a bit more complex than a car wash.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Sophisticated, I'd say. So as you're chilling in this pod, sensors are gathering data, your pulse, your breathing.
This is where the AI comes in, right?
Right. It kicks in, adjusts the water temperature, even the intensity of the jets based on your data.
Whoa. So it's not just cleaning you, it's like creating a personalized spa experience based on your body.
Exactly.
I mean, that does sound amazing, I have to admit it.
Right.
But is there any science behind it? Can a machine really know what I need better than I do?
That's the question, isn't it? It's still early.
Yeah.
But the idea is the AI can detect patterns, stress or tension,
Oh, okay.
and then change the cycle to try and relax you.
Oh, so I don't know, like a high-tech bath butler. I'm skeptical, but also intrigued, I gotta say.
Yeah, I get it. It is intriguing.
But see, part of the fun of a bath is that control you have.
Right. The temperature, the bubbles.
Yeah. So what happens if you just give up all control to a machine?
Yeah, it's definitely a shift. I mean, for some, it might feel a little creepy giving up that control.
Right, like it's a personal thing.
Yeah, definitely. Very personal, like a ritual,
Exactly. But then for some, maybe they want that, a perfectly tailored experience without having to think.
I can see that appeal to just pure relaxation.
Yeah, so I guess it depends on how much you trust technology with, personal stuff.
Yeah, it is a big leap. Going from a shower knob to an AI-powered bath.
That's what I'm saying, and it makes you think, where do we draw the line between helpful tech and, overstepping,
Yeah, where's the line? It's a good question. And it's something we're seeing everywhere now. Technology trying to manage every part of our lives.
Totally. From fitness trackers to those smart mirrors that analyze your skin, it's everywhere.
It is. So this human washing machine could just be the next step,
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, it's wild. The sources mention that a prototype for this thing existed back in 1970.
Really? Back in 1970?
Yeah. Apparently, Sanyo Electric, they're part of Panasonic now. They showed it at the Japan World Expo.
Wow, that's amazing. So it wasn't as fancy, obviously, but still, it was the same basic concept.
It's mind-blowing to see how far technology has come since then, you know?
Totally. From a simple wash cycle to AI and all this personalization.
It really is like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It makes you think, what will bathing look like in another 50 years? Will we all be in these AI pods?
Right. Okay, but before we go any further, we want to hear from you, the listener.
Yes. What do you think about this whole thing?
This futuristic bathing experience, does it sound relaxing or terrifying?
Or maybe a little bit of both.
Right, maybe a little bit of both. Let us know.
You know, it's interesting to think about, like, what does clean really mean?
Oh, yeah, good point.
We used to just think about, being physically clean.
Right, soap and water, the basics.
Yeah, exactly. But now it's like there's this whole other layer, this mental and emotional well-being thing.
Yeah, true. So what if, like, this machine, it tells me I'm stressed, but really I'm just, excited about the day?
Haha. Yeah.
Could it, misinterpret that? Give me some weird wash cycle because it thinks I need to chill out.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, AI is getting better,
Right.
but it still struggles with those subtle human emotions.
So I could end up feeling more stressed, you know what I mean?
Haha, exactly. Not the best start to the day, huh?
Nope, not at all.
But that's where user feedback comes in,
Yeah.
right? The more people use it, the more the AI learns.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's got to adapt, get better at reading us.
So it's a work in progress, this whole thing.
Definitely. Still early days.
For me, my morning shower, that's my time, to wake up, think.
Yeah, I get that. A quiet moment.
Yeah. So if this machine is taking over that experience, would it really be relaxing?
That's an interesting thought. For a lot of people, showering is like a ritual, time for introspection.
It is. It's almost meditative in a way.
Yeah. So if you bring in all this technology trying to mess with your mood, it could ruin that peace.
Yeah, totally. So it's like convenience versus control,
Right. On one hand, you have this machine catering to you, but on the other hand, you're giving up something.
Exactly.
That control, those little moments that make it enjoyable.
Yeah. And it really makes you think about all the trade-offs we're making with technology these days.
Doesn't it? Like, we want efficiency, but what are we losing?
Our privacy, maybe. Our ability to just be alone with our thoughts.
Right. Big questions.
Here's another thought. If everyone starts using this thing, will it change how we see being clean?
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Will we feel like we're not really clean unless we've had this whole AI experience?
You mean like soap and water won't be enough anymore?
Yeah. We'll need that technological stamp of approval, not just physically, but mentally too.
It's possible. I guess, look at how technology has already messed with beauty standards,
Right. And body image, it's all messed up.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe clean will be the next thing to get redefined.
This is where it gets a little freaky. Okay. So the sources say this thing doesn't just monitor your emotions. It tries to change them. It plays calming videos or sounds based on your data.
Whoa, okay, now that is getting into some tricky territory.
Right. On the surface, it sounds nice. Who doesn't want a mood boost?
True.
But it's also manipulation, isn't it? A machine deciding what I need to see to feel better.
It is. It's like, where's the line between helpful and just too much?
It's like subliminal messaging, but in a bath pod. I don't know about this.
Yeah, it's a tough one. And we're going to see more of this as technology gets smarter.
Oh, definitely. It's only going to get more intense.
And we got to remember, even good intentions can backfire, especially with something as personal as emotions.
This whole thing is like a sci-fi movie come to life, isn't it?
Isn't it?
A machine that cleans you and manages your mind. Crazy.
It's mind-blowing, and it really makes us think about, what does it mean to be human?
Totally. So we've gone from these traditional onsen, all about ritual and history, to this crazy pod that's like a spa mixed with a psychology lab.
It really makes you wonder what's next.
Right. Okay, but before we get too lost in the future, let's hear from you, the listener.
Yeah, what do you think?
Imagine this human washing machine. It's available right now. Would you try it? So would you trade your shower, the one you have now, for this high-tech AI thing?
That's a tough choice.
What about all the stuff we talked about, the privacy thing, the whole mood manipulation thing?
Yeah, and giving up control. We talked about that too.
Is it worth it, For a cleaner you, a more relaxed you, maybe?
It's a personal decision, isn't it? Some people are all about the latest tech, and some are like, no way.
Yeah, true. And it makes me think, different cultures, they might see this thing differently.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Here, we're all about privacy in the bathroom, right?
Very private.
But in Japan, where this thing's from, they have those onsen, public baths.
Right, it's a social thing.
So maybe over there, this human washing machine, it wouldn't seem so weird.
Yeah, maybe they'd be more open to it, the whole sharing a wash thing.
I wonder if Science Color, like, are they thinking about that? Targeting Japan first.
It's possible. I mean, companies do that all the time.
Right. Test it out where people might be more into it.
Exactly. And then if it works, they take it global.
Makes sense. But there's also the money thing, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. This tech, it's got to be expensive right now.
Yeah, it's probably only for the rich and famous at this point.
But that's how it always is, New tech, it starts out pricey.
Right.
Then as more people make it, the price drops, competition and all that.
So maybe someday we'll all have human washing machines.
Who knows? Maybe it'll be like as normal as a dishwasher.
Can you imagine? That would be crazy. But even if it doesn't, become a normal thing,
Yeah.
it's still a wild example of how tech is changing everything.
It really is. And it shows that you never know where the next big idea will come from.
Right. Like Japan with their traditional baths, they're the ones coming up with this futuristic thing.
You just never know what the future holds.
So whether you're like, yes, sign me up, or you're totally freaked out by this thing.
Yeah. A little bit of both, maybe?
There's no doubt it makes you think. And that's what we're all about here on The Deep Dive.
Right. Exploring these big ideas, these weird questions.
Where tech and humanity, they kind of crash into each other.
It's a wild ride.
It is. So we hope you enjoyed this deep dive and that it maybe got you thinking about your own relationship with technology,
Thanks for listening.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, keep diving deep.
Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. For more detail, you can visit our blog website www.evergreentechtips.com.